I like to check out the Vigilant Citizens website once in a while. As far as I know, he's not a Christian, which blows my mind, and he's a Muslim. He reports on the satanic world all the time, so the satanic world, Jesus and the Bible are true. That just kind of goes hand in hand for me. Like, I realize the satanic world, but I don't go, you know, oh, I'm a Muslim and I don't believe in Jesus. Like, I don't get it personally. Maybe he's a Christian now. I don't fully know 100%, but in the past, he's a Muslim that reports on the biblical world, which again, it's good that he reports on things, the signs, symbols, and agendas, but he's not a Christian. He doesn't show the Uttara Bodhi Mudra. He never talks about the third eye. There's a lot of things that he leaves out of his so-called website here. One of the sections of his website is symbolic picks of the month. And this is this picks of the month. Right? The Eucharist, they're using a Dorito chip instead. Blasphemy. And he says, 6 months ago, I posted an article about Jojo Siwa's god-awful video, Karma. It was heralded as the start of a new musical genre called gay pop, in quotes. She ended up primarily annoying and infuriating gay people because pop music has been very gay for decades. This has not stopped JoJo from being involved in more cringy things, such as this photo shoot with Lady Gun magazine. You can see what's going on here, right? Jojo Siwa is a young female, I think. And she's wearing some breastplates here. And something's going on down here that I will just leave everyone to look at and comment on or whatever they want to do. I don't know. And he says, on the magazine cover, Siwa's wearing bedazzled man parts. First reaction, sigh. Second, but why? What's the message? Is this supposed to be empowering? Of course not. The actual answer, industrial slaves need to cater to the gender blurring agenda at all costs, and her hair is strategically placed in the one eye sign, confirming that it's all about pushing the agenda. And here's Jojo Siwa again. This person was a child not long ago, getting involved in this industry. It's horrifying to think about. It really is. It's sad, depressing, and just like, this is the way the world is. It eats people up. It takes young people and devours them. Horrifying. And Vigilant Citizen says, remember when children used to idolize JoJo on Dance Moms? Now she's holding an imaginary penis for a photo shoot. But seriously, why? Because of feminism? Lesbianism? None of it makes sense. Only an industry slave complying with the gender blurring. And that's what it is. Man, woman, pronouns. Like, I can't stand this stuff. And he says, this article title refers to MK Ultra concepts such as disassociating, and alter personalities or personas. This is the sad state of her career at this point. It really is. It's horrifying to think about. He goes on to say one of the reasons why they gender blurring agenda is so cringy is that they always forcibly implement it in places where it makes zero sense, like in Star Wars, as if that franchise hadn't been massacred enough in the past years. Disney found a way to make things worse. Star Wars, Star Trek, outer space, 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 space. Right? It's deception. It's making people think outer space is real. And there's so many nerds out there that are pretty smart in certain aspects of life, and they don't understand the deception. And again, like blurring the genders, blurring the genders. Disney recently introduced a transgender stormtrooper named Sister, who armor bears the colors of the trans flag. Of course, none of this makes sense in Star Wars lore. It is purely social propaganda, forced on entertainment. May the flop be with them. I hope so. Goes on to list a whole bunch of genders. Nonsense. Absolute. I'm not even going to look at that. Nonsense. Katy Perry, recent performance at the VMAs was so obvious about monarch mind control that I dedicated an entire article to analyzing it. Since then, things have only gotten more obvious. You know, some people might say Katy Perry's a man and do all that thing, but like, Katy Perry, she's an attractive woman in my mind. If she's a man, I'm sorry for that and I'm being deceived. I don't want that to happen, but like she doesn't have it going on up here, up in her brain. She's definitely deceived and sold out to Satan. It's horrifying. Just because someone looks pretty on the surface doesn't mean they have it all going on. And Vigilant Citizen says, in a promotional photo shoot, Perry posed holding her new album cover. However, the main focus of the picture is not the cover, but her butterfly top. The message, she's an industry slave. This is also why she's been in a weird streak of humiliating and embarrassing moments. And I would agree with that. Like, she's mentally, I think, hope, she's not all there. Mentally, she's not all there. And it's very sad to see this. Butterfly top, I get what he's saying. I don't cover the MK Ultra stuff too often, but like, people are brainwashed. Celebrities, they're brainwashed. They get a lot of fame, fortune, and success, and they brainwash people by being brainwashed themselves. The original Joker movie was hugely popular due to its subversive subject matter, which revolved around the dreary life of an ordinary man. So, for the second installment, the movie makers had a genius idea. Let's add pretentious, elite, groveling pop star. Result, people hate it. Lady Gaga, right? Lady Gaga is definitely sold out to the satanic system. I don't even need to get into that. We can just move on. Oh, here's Lady Gaga again. One eye symbolism, good for you. Kim Kardashian, why are they famous? They were born into a rich family, they made a sex tape, and now they're famous. She married Kanye West, who is totally a Christian, right? No. Speaking of the one eye symbolism, it was, as usual, all over the place in the last month. Here's a small fraction of them. Kim Kardashian doesn't seem to understand how speakers work, right? She's holding it over one of her eyes. Oh, this is just grotesque. One eye symbolism on Rosie DePalma. I'm going to move on. More one eye symbolism. More one eye symbolism. More one eye symbolism and some creepy stuff there. And Vigilant Citizen says, in this pic, they used a random child to make another blatant one eye symbolism sign. How about you keep children out of your ridiculousness, Vogue? I'm going to move on from that. Freemasons believe in sun symbolism. They're sun worshippers. Here is as above, so below. The Freemason checkerboard. You could maybe call these the pillars as well. Saoirse's picture is especially reminiscent of the classic Masonic artwork of Freemason, which includes as above, so below, sign made with 90-degree angles. I agree. Vandals in Austria behead sculpture of Virgin Mary giving birth to Jesus. Okay, then. And again, she's not taking the sacrament. She's not doing anything else. She's taking a Dorito in her mouth. And it says, to promote abortions, the governor of Michigan, Gretchen Whitmer, gave the Eucharist in a weirdly sexual way to a podcaster using Doritos. Blasphemy. The camera pans to the governor, who is wearing a Kamala hat and has an evil grin. What's wrong with her? And she's got the Doritos bag there, right, for the Eucharist. No, thank you. A few days later, Kamala skipped the traditions of Al Smith dinner, which raises funds for Catholic charities. However, she sent a video, and yes, it was cringy and insulting. Right? Mary Kathleen Gallagher, I believe, is the person this person plays. The video SNL actress Molly Shannon as Catholic schoolgirl who likes to smell the sweat of her armpits. Yep, Kamala got Hollywood stooge to ridicule Catholics at a Catholic event. I don't care about ridiculing Catholics. They're not Christians. They should be Christians. But I understand that the world mocks this stuff. This picture here, let's see what it says. A few weeks ago, Tim Walz met Alex Soros, the son of a billionaire globalist, George Soros. It wasn't publicized at all. If you're wondering why borders are wide open in the US and worldwide, look no further than the picture Soros Foundation Open Society wants to create a world with no borders and no national identities. Soros-backed group wins Biden administration approval for takeover of 200 radio stations. No thank you. Coincidentally, George Soros recently secured a deal to purchase over 200 radio stations across the U.S. The apparent goal is to turn them into propaganda outlets that churn out the same biased news, quote-unquote, and editorials, quote-unquote, seen in mass media. The truth is Jesus Christ. This stuff doesn't matter. It goes on in the world, but like celebrity, politicians, whatever, they're not working for Jesus. If they were, they would come against the beast system. They would come against the world. They would stand up. They would be proclaiming the gospel. They would say it all the time. They would talk about Jesus. They would talk about the Bible. They would talk about Scripture. They would do a lot of things that they aren't doing. I like Vigilant Citizen's website, but he's not a Christian. I pray and hope that he will become a Christian because he reports on the satanic world all the time. So if the world is satanic, that means Jesus and the Bible are true. That just goes hand in hand for me. I don't understand it. So again, I thought I'd make this quick video, brothers and sisters. The world is against us. The world is Antichrist. The world is not for Jesus Christ. It is against him. The world goes on and on and on. There's so much deception. It's unbearable at times. I was going to say I'm pissed off, but I'll say I'm ticked off. I'm ticked off by the world. It deceives people to hell. People get so wrapped in the world politics of things, and they don't understand that Jesus and the Bible are true, and that's the truth in the world. Brothers and sisters, everyone else, God bless you.